Hello and welcome back to the Black Mirror. Didn't I say you'd hear from me again? So last part we got a lot done. Or quite a lot. We went to two new locations, but we've kind of got to wait till tomorrow in game time to talk to some people. But we do have the box with the Williams' personal belongings we need to look at, which we left off. Okay.
There's only a watch and a few trinkets in it. I'll open it. William made a remark of some kind here. To my forgetful head, the path to the key begins in the library, on my work table, hidden away under the blue curtain of unwritten words.
Ah, okay. And I don't need to talk to anybody else now that I'm back here, right? I want to make sure, because we did talk to a lot of people in town, so we might have gotten more conversation dialogue.
I don't know.
Okay, good. Go upstairs. Okay, check out Morris. I can't believe I'm remembering names. Usually I'm horrible with that.
I'll leave him to his work.
Nope.
I have nothing to...
Okay. I get you. Okay. Won't bother him any more than I need to. Don't think the doctor will really talk to us. I'm going to assume we just need to find our way into the study and that there's going to be no new dialogue. Any new dialogue options, but you never know. We've bounced around so many times and got new options that I'm kind of paranoid with it. So, yeah. I mean, we're what, at the 5th part? And we still haven't passed chapter 1, so yeah.
Do you need anything, sir?
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Because the only person left would be, Richard. Oh, the doctor's gone. This time, for sure, unless he's in the back part. New. Okay, so he said, on my work table.
William's work table. He used to spend hours at... There's a button under the...
Yeah, behind the blue.
I'll try to press it.
Okay. William had a way with contraptions. A secret cabinet.
There's a box of some sort. I'll take it.
Okay. Anything else? No, it's not allowing me to see anything
Just
else.
More
Yeah, I know. I kind of checked these before.
no...
But...
The statue is holding something strange in its hand.
Okay, what was it? Oh, gosh.
Miniatures of the planets of the solar system, carved from hardwood.
Okay. That is actually just what we needed. Oh, I need to use it here? Yeah, okay. Ooh. Is this gonna tell me which... No. Oh, God. So it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. That should be Mars, right? The red... Or is it this one? Okay, this is Earth. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are the planets close to the stars. Pluto's supposed to be the smallest, so it'd have to be that one, right? Oof. I mean, it's not... Okay, Mercury... I'm not sure. Is Mercury... Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are... Oh. I'm trying to remember that old rhyme, but ugh. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. I'm kind of concerned because I don't remember my solar system very well, or at least the images. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are the planets close to the stars. Neptune. I can't remember the last half. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are the planets close to the stars. Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto. Right? I'm wondering if the small one is either Pluto or the moon. And I have no clue because the game isn't telling me what planets they are. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, Pluto. Yeah, see? What the hell is this one? Neptune, Venus, Earth, and Mars. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it is, isn't it? You are trying to make this as confusing as possible. Sure, like, does Jupiter come after? No. No. Oh, boy. Neptune, Venus. Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. See, I'm pretty sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I'm not sure of the images. Oh dear. I may have... Oh, I'm gonna have to look up. Because... I don't know the images. Like, I mean, the one with rings is Jupiter. No. Uranus is the one with the rings, right? Ugh. See? I'm not trying because I don't remember the images, and I'm not very good. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, so I was right. Smallest one is that one. That is. Yeah, I got that one right. Oh, hey, I got that one right, too. And I was right about that one. Wow. I did a lot better in ordering them than I thought I did. I wasn't that far off, which is actually kind of surprising. Huh. For what it's worth, I did have to look that up, but for what it's worth, I wasn't too far off, which I'm kind of surprised at.
Be William's key.
I thought it was the deepest red was going to be mercury because it's named Mercury, and mercury is a very red liquid. I'm trying to do keep it simple, stupid, kiss. I just didn't know what the other planets look like, really, you know? Of course, you would hope the bluest planet that's not Earth would be Neptune, because water. For some reason, that's just how I connected, and it was just like, And I was fairly close, so I'm kind of happy at myself knowing, almost how all of them were. Shows I'm not entirely nuts.
Can't be opened. I left William's key on the other side of the door.
You idiot!
Must have gotten stuck.
Seriously?
The black rook is missing.
Can't believe you bloody well left it on the other side of the door.
The lid is locked. The lid.
Well, just keep trying, maybe you'll get something.
Astrological maps. William admired the stars and space. I don't think these can help me, though. The lid won't move.
Parchments.
Several scrolls scribbled over with notes. There isn't anything useful on them.
I was avoiding the roll top desk just in case there was anything else.
Lots of scrolls and papers, but none with William's writing. He must have been recording the important notes somewhere.
At least he was nice enough to leave the key in the desk.
As though I've heard that melody somewhere before.
Wait, there's nothing else? You would think there's plenty else, but no.
As though I've heard that.
Huh, weird. Oh, astrological maps still.
Old maps. I'm not in. The door won't.
And nothing else opens.
The lid.
This is awkward.
A gold pocket watch. Beautiful handiwork.
It's gotta be on the roll top desk, right? I'm like kind of clicking around. See, I see this and I'm like, oh, I need to search that. But no, the game's like, no. You actually don't need that. Okay, this is odd. And it's just one object.
The lid won't. As though I've.
Hmm.
The lid.
The door won't open. I can't do anything there. I've looked at everything else.
Whatever it is.
No, because the other part is with the pawnbroker, right? I want to check that there's nothing else. Okay, come on, there's gotta be something, right? You've gotta be missing something, dude. Oh! Oh! Bloody hell. Come on.
This title makes no sense. I'll have a closer look.
Okay, what else have we got? Literally nothing else. Untitled
Small
book.
key inside the book.
Ah!
Pages have been cropped so as to hide it. I'll take it.
He just loves hiding keys everywhere. Okay, so this one was locked. The other one, the lid didn't move, so... Strange spear.
It's cold to the touch. Old
Globe.
maps, a globe, and a sextant. What did William need all this for?
Nothing else?
It's strange to the touch. The lid won't.
There's gotta be something more, right? That didn't give me anything.
As though I've. It's strange.
It really doesn't look like there's anything else. No, it really doesn't look like it. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, wait. Oh, there it is, a black rook. Did I just not see that? Something seems strange there. What the hell?
I'll try to push the latch open. Success.
I want to know why William's keeping a small knife in his flippin' rook.
The lid. I need to explore, William.
Okay, the lid won't budge for the chest. Okay, I must have missed something. Okay, no?
book has been glued to the bottom side of the door.
Oh.
The diary of William Gordon. William's diary. Excellent. Hopefully I'll finally learn what happened that night. March 21st. I'm old.
Old. I know my time is drawing in, and that is why I want to put some sense into my life before I leave this world. I have contributed my last years to looking for the truth about my family and the blood that runs in my veins. Maybe it is also because of the guilt that I bear in my heart for the fate of my dear James. The fate that I didn't have the courage to change. After all the years spent with the old journals, I know at last what the goal of my search is. I must not lose time. March 23rd. In the chronicle of the manor and the old records in the library, I have learned things that were forgotten and much that is new. I learned that James is not the only one to have lost full control of his mind. Throughout the centuries, several of my blood ancestors have suffered from the same affliction that now curses James. It seems as though it is all somehow correlated, has a perverse purpose of some kind. I traced the family line and learned that every one of those poor souls had been born in the same week, repeating with the period of 2 centuries. Is the madness supposed to be punishment of some sort? A punishment for deeds so horrible that we have not been pardoned, even after 700 years? I am terrified by this idea. It follows me now, day and night. April 5th. I feel something is not right with me. I am weaker from day to day. My age has caught up with me at last. As the chronicle foretells, the way to revealing the truth is through 5 symbolic keys. I don't exactly know what their purpose is, but if they can lead me to the truth, I must obtain them. I have decided to pursue first the ones that have been carried over time far from my manor. Centuries ago, the keys were given to different men of our family for safekeeping, so that they couldn't be used together. Luckily, I still have my own with me, and obtaining James's key should not be difficult. If only I had known before what I know today, I would not have given it to him. The next one must be in the hands of Marcus himself, according to the records. The 4th one was given to Durham Gordon, the original owner of the remote manor in Wales. I must set off for Wales soon, that is certain. I still do not know where the 5th key is. Its origin eludes me in the many years of the past. When I obtain the other ones, I must find this last one too. April 15th. I have returned from Wales. My searching was futile. It was not easy to get into the family tomb. Unfortunately, I failed to reveal the next fragment of truth, and returned home empty-handed. Not all hope is lost, however. I will focus on the keys that James and Marcus possess. It should not be hard to obtain them. April 21st. I cannot change what has happened in the past of my ancestors, but I hope I can influence the events of the future. The curse that has plagued our family must be of dateless origin. It must stretch into times as distant as those of Marcus and Mordred, the first Gordons. I have decided to start looking for answers at the place where the body of Marcus rests. I know that the tomb is concealed in the dark underground of the parish. Its entrance has long been lost in forgetfulness. No one knows where to begin to look for it. I will set off for the vicarage tonight, April 26th. Whatever it is that is buried underneath Worm Hill, it is not easily within reach. It took me several days before I discovered an extraordinary pedestal with numerous tiny and meticulously shaped stones in the belfry. The whole pedestal is a complex mechanical lock. Surely it will open the way to the church's underground for me. I tried to change the positions of the opposite stones, but it was beyond my will to fully concentrate. I was too tired to attempt to set up the mechanism properly. Before I left for home, I made a drawing of the whole mechanism and returned the stones to their original configuration. Tomorrow I will go to Warm Hill as early as possible. April 27th. Luck was on my side today. I opened the way leading to the tomb of Marcus. Surely, I'm the first one in centuries to have succeeded in doing so. How great was my surprise when I descended into the tomb. There was not a trace of Marcus's grave. Nothing. His body must be hidden somewhere. I hope that the answer lies in the 4 books surrounding the center of the tomb. Shall wisdom be your way? Writes an old text carved in stone. Even after his death, wisdom protects Marcus as it has in his life. I am almost positive that the first answer is map. Despite the darkness, I tried to write down the text from the books, but it was easier to memorize it. I also found an extraordinary, in all probability, a ceremonial object in the shape of a perfect sphere. When I touched it, it was as though whole long centuries breathed on me. An odd feeling. May 7th. I am afraid of this night. I have not slept for 2 days now, and I hear voices. Yes, human voices. There are dozens of them. Their whispering is melting my ears into a sea of horrifying noise. What's happening with me? Am I mad too? No, I repudiate that, now that I am so close to the truth.
Interesting. I wanted to keep quiet during that because it's a whole long thing.
I'm feeling so strange. My head.
Sir, you're awake at last. We were starting to worry that something might have happened to you.
What happened to you, Samuel?
I don't know. All of a sudden, my head started to ache vigorously. I cannot remember anything after that. How did I make it to my room?
Bates found you lying unconscious in the attic.
Yes, I was going to tidy up there when I saw you lying on the floor. I hurried to get Sir Robert, and then we carried you to your bed so that you could have a rest.
I told you, Samuel, that you should take a rest after such a long journey.
Perhaps you are right. I have no idea what happened. I vaguely remember having a strange dream, but I cannot figure out what it means.
Important thing is that you're all right.
Yes, that's true.
It would be best for you to sleep for a while.
This time, I will follow your advice, Robert.
Good. We shall leave you alone then. If it gets worse, come see me.
Thank you. Hopefully I will be all right now.
Come, Bates. We shall leave Samuel to his rest.
Yes, sir.
Robert is right. I should take a rest. Tomorrow, I'll find out more than today.
Ah, okay. Chapter 2. Back to the light. So that looked like the fountain.
I had a terrible dream. In the morning, my thoughts were interrupted by a knock at the door.
Sir! Sir! Open up!
What's going on, Bates?
Open up, sir. I have to tell you something.
Hold on, Bates. I'm there in a moment. What's the matter, then?
It's horrible, sir. Henry, our gardener. They found him in the garden pond.
Calm down, Bates. What are you talking about?
They found him dead this morning in the pond. I know what I am saying. I saw his body being dragged out.
How did it happen?
I have no idea. Detective Collier will tell you that. He has been questioning everyone for quite some time now, and he wants to speak to you too. He did not give any of us a chance to recover from the shock, not even Madam.
Where will I find him?
He's waiting for you in the common room. We had better go there right away, sir.
All right, let's go. Detective Collier.
Yes. Samuel Gordon, I presume. I need to speak with you. Mr. Gordon, do you know what happened?
Yes, Bates told me everything.
Good. I need to ask you a couple of questions. Shall we begin?
Yes.
Did you speak with Henry Stanton yesterday?
Yes, I only arrived yesterday, but I spoke with him during the day.
Oh, you arrived yesterday?
Yes, to attend William's funeral.
I understand. What did you speak with Stanton about?
I don't know exactly. It was a very trivial conversation.
Had you known him from before?
No, I only knew Mr. Dickens, who was Henry's predecessor.
That was before you left the manor?
Yes, about 12 years ago.
Okay, let's return to your conversation with Stanton yesterday. Did he seem strange to you? Nervous or disturbed?
No, nothing like that. He behaved normally.
So, you are saying that he seemed normal?
Right.
I spoke to Morris, your groom, before this interview. He told me that Stanton would often have a bit too much to drink.
Yes, I have heard the same.
Madame Victoria has also confirmed it.
What do you make of it?
Well, they found him in the garden pond, tangled up in algae. I don't know yet how he ended up in there, but the most likely explanation is that it was on account of his drunken state. He might have bumped into something, lost his balance, and fallen into the water.
Maybe. But don't you think the water would have awakened him?
No, exactly the opposite. It was water that caused his death. He fainted, fell into the pond, and the cold water did its thing.
Stopped his heart?
He wouldn't be the first drunkard to have drowned like this. What's ironic, however, is that it didn't happen in a lake or a river, but in a little bit of water in the back garden. Oh well, no man can choose his death. If there is nothing you need to ask, I won't be keeping you any longer.
Thank you.
I have all I need for now. Would you please see me out?
Certainly. Follow me, Detective.
I will now wait for Dr. Herman's report and close this case. Thanks for your time, Gordon.
You're welcome, Detective.
Goodbye.
Collier wants to close the case. Now that Henry is dead, I've got to find a way to obtain the second part of that strange object.
Okay, so the stain here was like one of the rune keys?
Morris carried the hay sacks away in time before it started to rain.
Okay.
Morris, do you have a moment?
Sure.
What do you think about what has happened to Henry?
It was to be expected. He drank way too much. I guess it had to end like this.
It sounds like you really don't care that it happened.
Well, we didn't exactly like each other, but I wish no ill will to anyone.
It was you who found him, right?
Yes, I needed something from the back garden, and as I was walking past, I noticed something floating in the fountain. I went closer to have a look, and he was totally tangled up in the weeds. I could see nothing except his coat.
Did you notice anything else?
No, I panicked, you see. I ran to the castle to get Bates to go have a look with me. I kept thinking I might have been confused and imagined it. But it really was Henry.
What happened next?
I rode into the village to get the detective. You know the rest.
So, Morris found Henry.
Hmm.
Were you in the stable yesterday?
Sure I was. Where else would I have been?
The lights were not on.
Well, maybe I wasn't. Why are you asking? Oh, I can see where you're coming from. You're thinking that maybe what happened to Henry might not have been an accident and that somebody might have helped him into that pond. I may be a drunkard and a saucebox, sir, but I'm no murderer.
No one is calling you a murderer, Morris. I was just asking.
All right, fair enough.
Well, at least he's honest.
If Madam learns that
He's
you
a
are
junket at
starting to
Saucebox.
suspect me, I may as well go looking for a new job. There's not much work available in this neighborhood. And besides, who would want to hire a man with one leg that is almost completely lame?
I'm not accusing you of anything, Morris. At least not yet. Morris, have you boarded up the old well like I asked you to yesterday?
Not yet, sir. I'll do it today.
It should have been done yesterday. I'm surprised that Henry didn't fall into it.
Excuse me, sir?
You know well how I meant that. I want to see it secured today, or you can start looking for a new job. Is that clear?
Sure, I'll do it. You needn't shout at me, sir.
I have no idea what has gotten into me. Why did I yell at him like that?
I don't know.
I will go then.
Going a little loopy on us? So, we saw that his key fell. I'm assuming it's the key to the greenhouse. So yeah, it was in the fountain.
According to both Bates and Collier, Henry's body was tangled up in algae when they found him. How could he possibly have drowned in this, though? Something is glittering at the bottom. What could it be? What could it be? I shouldn't have made Henry clean the fountain. How could I have known that something like that would happen? The water is something is what could it be?
But I can't get it. Some of the items aren't interactable anymore. Oh, it seems Henry Bates may be down in the cellar. Okay, well, we've made good progress. We got past the first chapter, which is good. Just took us a bit. Anyways, I'm gonna leave the part here. You shall hear from me in the next part.